All right, so Ethereum seems to be outperforming Bitcoin right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum price. Here we go. Ethereum versus Bitcoin, you're having a nice, powerful move up. This is the 4-hour chart. So the overall trend, it's not crazy bullish versus Bitcoin, but it isn't an uptrend, right? Relatively higher lows, higher highs for the most part. And it's racing up to the weekly 10 EMA, which this is ETH versus Bitcoin. This is not ETH price versus the dollar, but you have a strong move. So for the next, I would say at least 24 hours, maybe 48, it looks like any move up that Bitcoin gets, Ethereum has a chance to, outdo it. And it should, yeah. So look, just look over here on the right-hand side. Bitcoin up 1.35% today. Ethereum up 6.4%. So Ethereum's getting some freaking work done. All right, now we're gonna take a zoom out here, and the weekly 10 is way up here. So by the time, if Ethereum were to race up to its weekly 10, that would be $1,400. Whew, have a lot of work to do. And right now it's getting rejected by the bottom of this orange and black point of control. So let me take off the weekly 10. It's getting rejected as of now by the bottom of this. So let's zoom into the 5-minute chick candles, see how it's interacting. It's not a very strong rejection. It's consolidating under it. It almost looks like it wants to break above it to me. This looks really aggressive. Oh my goodness. This is a really aggressive move. It went up 11% in 3 hours. Ah, man, it almost smells like a fake out. Jeez, that's almost too aggressive to be real. Man. Gosh. Now, I would not try longing this here, but I don't know if I would try shorting it. This is like a no trade zone. Yes, it's been over just 11% in 3 hours. I mean, an asset that is how many billions? Is it still 200 billion market cap or 180 billion? Like an asset that's that big, moving that fast, that's kind of stupid in a bear market. That's pretty impressive. It's not stupid bad, but so that means it could be a fake out. All of this could be a fake out. In traditional markets, everything. But that would not give me enough confidence to want to short this. Even though I would love to short that with the idea that it's probably going to pull back anyway, and I could put my stop in to break even or in profit, even if it does resolve itself to the upside. But man, in this current market condition with Bitcoin going up and Ethereum racing up versus Bitcoin, and the stock market closing strongly on daily closures, as of now, an entry is probably no bueno. But if I were in profit from back here or something, yeah, I would have taken profits at that point of control for sure, and then waited for a big pullback. So a lot of times pullbacks happen at 45-degree angles and or trend lines at 45-degree angles, and guess what you got? You have a trend line at a 45-degree angle. So as long as Ethereum stays above that, somewhere around 11.11, yeah, as long as it stays above about 11.11, which is also the horizontal from here to here, like that. Yeah, as long as it stays above 11.11, I think I'd still be pretty damn bullish. And honestly, if it came down that low, if it were so generous to come down there, okay, so what I'm about to say is more stuff I do on Discord for people, but I just want to say it because I'm saying something that that could influence people to want to long exactly there on 100x or whatever. I want to get you away from that. So what I really would be thinking there, though, is because it's possible that this all was a fake out, if it were to be generous to come down there, I would still be bullish, but I would not be so confidently bullish that I would blindly long that line exactly. So if it hit it up here, it'd be like 11.18. If it came straight down, it'd be 11.06, whatever. So it's, in that range, but roughly 11.11. I would wait until it proves it has support and has a couple of 2 or 3 green candles in a row on the 5-minute chart. That's probably what I would do. So over here, I probably, yeah, that candle got too hot. I like small green candles, so support, that's too big of a candle. I don't like that. So I wouldn't have longed it after that. I would have probably tried longing it after that closure, so I would have longed some there. And Yeah, I still would have been in the trade. This wouldn't have stopped me out. And then I would have added to the position probably right there on that third. I like really small candles. I like 2 to 3 consecutive small 5-minute candles to kind of get confidence that it's going to bounce off a line. I like to see this. These 3 right here are perfect because this U shape, it just, especially when volatility of an asset is reducing and making a swoop, so you get really small candles, but they're all green, it's making a U. That typically blows up, and in this case it did. But when it goes like this, when it bounces straight up, I don't like to trade that as much because then it usually just pulls straight back down. I don't like to jump in like that. So I would wait till I see something like this. If it hits the same line, gets 2 green candles of this size, so specifically I like the 5-minute chart to try to get extra confirmation that it's going to bounce at a line. Unless it's the bottom of a macro channel line, I'll just long it confidently. Right, so trust the channel, but this is not the bottom of a major channel line, so I would be more cautious, and I'm showing you how I would take precautions. Right? And so I would wait for this signature with 2 5-minute candles long after the closure of this one. Usually you get a pullback, so I probably wouldn't have been able to enter too much there because I usually like to get a pullback halfway down the candle. And this one, so these 3 candles, yeah. But if you have 3 small candles, if you wait for a third small candle, you usually don't get a pullback, but in this case you did. So yeah, if you see something like this or like this after it hits this line around 11:11, that would be probably a solid ass entry and a statistically very favorable entry. And that would probably be something I would give an alert for if that were to happen. Actually, I should probably set an alert there so I can alert the community. So once it gets below 11:20. I'll put my eyes on Ethereum and check it out and prep for a VIP alert. But I essentially just showed you what I would do anyway. But I put it in a nice JPEG to say when to move up your stops, where to set your stops initially, stuff, and how I would enter exact level. So that is Ethereum, and you have upper targets. I mean, this could go past $1,400 easily. Easily could go. But this could also, right here, this could be a fake out. Can't really tell until it hits this trend line. Anything above this trend line, even hitting the trend line, you still have no reason to be bearish on the small time frames. You won't be able to tell for quite a while, whether this is a true move up or not. So it's going to be pretty interesting. But it sure feels like one. It sure feels like the market is going to race up. Just ignore the bad CPI core data stuff and ignore the idea. The Fed is very likely going to raise rates pretty heavily, but it's almost as if they're going to take a traditional market and crypto up until the rates are actually raised or until bad earnings announcements later this month or something. So and it plays to the point that somebody in the comments here, live chat, said, when you're convinced it's going to go down, that's when it slams up in your face. And that is exactly what happened. It's precisely what happened. It went up, then straight down, then straight back up, all in one day. It's wild stuff.